We are back, Gabi, the American Express this week for the PGA Tour. How are you doing? What is cooking?
I'm so good. The usual. Drinking, eating, gambling, golfing. What else do you want from me?
Nothing. It doesn't get better than that. That is the dream lifestyle. And look, we're looking to back a couple of winners. The PGA Tour, first full field event last week, I should say, in Hawaii. Big Hideki Matsuyama gets the win there. Were we on him? No, but we're going to back it up this week. The American Express. We're going to Palm Springs, Gabi, just down the road here in California. You excited?
I'm excited. How do you feel? This event's a little funky in the event design itself and the layers of different courses and the public amateurs playing with them. How do you feel about it? Tell me your thoughts. Maybe you can give us a rundown of what it actually is.
Yeah, look, it's a strange one. We get the amateurs back this year, so it's 4 rounds, 72 holes, but 3 different golf courses over the first 3 days. The Quinta Country Club, the Nicklaus course, and the Stadium course. I played the Stadium course twice. But the first 3 days, the amateurs are out there as well. I mean, how distracting for PGA Tour golfers to play with 3 bozos when you're trying to win $1 million out there. I mean, this is not for me. And I'm surprised they got big names there.
If it was you and I playing, we're not bozos.
No.
It's an honor to play with us.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, and I'm shocked. We have some big names in this tournament. I mean, we have John Rahm, we have Fowler, we have Tony Finau, we have Patrick Cantlay.
It's mad.
We have Phil Mickelson, so I'm shocked that they signed on for this. What if you get stuck with a chatty Cathy that wants to talk your ear off the whole time when you're trying to play and do your job and make a living?
There would be nothing worse. And Gabi, it's the same for us. You know this. When you play with a couple of duds on the golf course, 30 markers, whatever, and you're sculling it, you're hitting it thin, and every shot, oh, great shot, Gabi. That's right out the screws. Amazing. How'd you do that? That's what it's going to be for these guys. Imagine when they see Patrick Reed hitting a chip shot. Like, oh, Patrick, that's great to 20 feet. These guys were like, shut up. It's not a good shot. Let me concentrate. Can't be good.
You have to take into account the slow play too. I mean,
I
can play with bad players. I can't play with slow players. So can imagine how it affects them mentally when they're waiting around to look at 6 terrible practice when the guy hits his drive.
Yeah.
I don't know how they handle that. So
it can't help. It can't help. And I remember when I used to caddy, Gabi, when we'd play in the Pro-Am before the tournament, like it wasn't competitive round, the girl I was caddying for, she couldn't watch some of the amateurs because they're shaking it, they're hosling. That's not what you want to see the day before a PGA Tour event. That doesn't fill anyone with confidence. And look, if you see it once or twice, it can creep into your golf game, even for these guys, how good they are. So that negative imagery, no thanks. I'd have the blinkers on this week. I would not be watching a single shot. Don't talk to me or nothing.
I'm with you. And there's going to be a guy out there asking for advice.
100%.
100%.
They never get that access.
Am I doing this right? What am I doing wrong? What should I tweak? What could I do better?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I wonder if that's a caddy conversation, if they can say something or how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be on the front foot early. Like, guys, we're trying to win a golf tournament here. Do your own thing. Don't ask for any advice. We'll see at the end. Maybe we'll have a cheeky drink, but yeah, that's it. And look, we look at the betting market. That affects the tournament and the field this week. I mean, I imagine it's going to suit the guys trying to get their first breakthrough win, the guys who get a little nervous. I mean, we saw Russell Henley last week, how shaky he got come down the stretch there. I mean, you play the first 3 days with the amateurs, maybe you get it to like 20, 21 under par before you get to the Stadium course. And on Sunday, it's only the pros, so you're going to have to go, mano-a-mano with the other guys. But, I mean, you could get a 3 or 4 shot lead the first 3 days and then find yourself battling out for a PGA Tour event on Sunday, the American Express. So, different dynamic this week. But, yeah, I think it may be a value play.
I agree. I totally agree. I think it is a weird dynamic to play with people, and then on Sunday you're back to normal. Why not just have it the whole time if we're going to do it? So, it'll be interesting. But we get to see some really awesome golf courses. If you're going out there to attend, you get to walk some awesome golf courses, see them on TV. Which one's your favorite?
Look, the Stadium course, the one they'll play twice, that's actually the test. The other two, the Quinta Country Club and the Nicklaus course, like they're older designs, they're short, so expect low scoring, and on those two in particular, scoring average should be down a considerable amount, but not excited to watch those two. The only hazard out there for those courses, Gabi, are the nursing homes. A wayward drive, you could find yourself next to a couple 80-year-olds by the swimming pool. So
spectators in the nursing homes. Yeah,
that's exactly it. Palm Springs.
Pete Dye is known to have some tough courses out there. So I agree. He's designed some of the hardest courses. Like we got TPC Sawgrass, we have Whistling Straits, we have Harbortown over in Hilton Head. What's another? Oh, I live in Las Vegas, so Paiute, right up the street. He designed the Wolf course up at Paiute, and it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, good track.
We know you want to call it that.
That's how it's pronounced. I hate to inform you, Gabby, but it is Paiute, and that's how we call it in Australia. But Pete Dye, you've got to be very precise on his golf courses. Like a lot of forced layups, elongated bunkering. That stadium course, that's no joke. There's a lot of water out there. And you touched on it, Gabby. TPC Sawgrass, the last 3 holes will look very similar this week to the stadium course, especially the 17th. They call it Alcatraz, island green, par 3.
Yeah.
A lot of movement on this leaderboard Sunday at the stadium course, I expect. There's a lot of trouble, risk reward, and that's what makes Pete Dye golf courses so good.
It'll be fun. Yeah, that will be fun to watch. We've got 13 past winners that are playing in the field this year as well. So
love it. Some really big names. One of them?
Huge names. All right, let's talk about bets. Can we jump to bets?
Hey, you've got my interest. That's all I need.
Okay.
Betting.
So
beers.
we're gonna go through. Yeah, White Claws for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna go through our usual bets now. So we'll talk about some top 5 choices, some top 10 choices, some matchups, head-to-head matchups, and then an overall winner.
Let's do it.
You go where you want to go. Lead us where you want to go first.
Yeah, look, we touched on some of the big past major winners in the field this week. Siwoo Kim, he's not a major winner, but he is the defending champion. And look, I'm going to favour guys. We are in the West Coast swing now that have grown up playing in California or have played very good on these solid golf courses. The greens get bumped in the afternoon. There's a guy top of the board, Patrick Cantlay, Paddy Ice. We get him at plus 750, so he is the chalk this week. But this guy doesn't put a foot out of line. I mean, dominant year last year. Took a couple months off. We got him back in Hawaii. I'm like, he's going to be sluggish out the gates. He won't be as good as he was last year. Didn't put a foot wrong. He looks sharp the whole game. There's no weaknesses there for him. So I'm going to have to take Patrick Cantlay. Bit of a sellout move.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, Paddy Ice, for him, he's just got to show up at the majors this year. I think he wins once or twice on the regular tour, but again, he missed two majors cuts last year. So the big events, they've still got his measure. Interested to see what he comes up with here. For a bit more value, I'm going with a big hitting phenom, and I think the format of playing with the amateurs suits him, Tony Finau, and we get him at 21 to 1. He's got a great track record. I think he finished inside the top 5 at all 3 events on the West Coast swing last year, so I like him coming into this one. And look, Tony, he almost got the job done here 12 months ago. He came up short on the Sunday, but I mean, look at what he's gone through, Gabby. The Ryder Cup dominance. He won at the Northern Trust against big names. Tony Finau's a different beast these days, so I think it's a big year for him, and this is a great event for him to get under the belt. And if we're looking for a bit more value, I can't go past last year's defending champion, Siwoo Kim. We get him at 55 to 1. He's rocks or diamonds. He goes back to back. I think he's a chance. Because look, not everyone's going to get up for this one. I think some of the big names will struggle to be motivated. The whole format throws them off. Siwoo Kim, he either shows up and wins the event or he misses the cut. I don't think he's going to miss the cut this week. I think he's looked pretty good in Vegas without being great. Returns to a course that he figured out last year, the stadium track, 55 to 1. Booyah. Yeah. Cash it in, Gabby.
But hey, let me throw one at you.
Yeah.
And I need to see your initial, based off of your facial reaction, that's how I'm going to know your opinion on it. Corey Connors. Corey Connors to win the entire thing.
Can be done. What do you think? I'm just a little upset at Corey, the Canadian Connors. Look, ball striking phenom, Gabby. He's very similar to Louis Oosthuizen. When the putter's there, he can win any golf tournament. He can win majors, but unfortunately, the putter's not there a lot of the time. But Corey Connors, 3 short golf courses this week. Why not? I mean, in terms of ball striking,
and that's why I like him. He's not really, but he's not a huge hitter, right? He's not giant off the tee. He's pretty tour average off the tee. What he is really good at is hitting greens in regulation.
Yes,
his percentage is roughly around 80%. He places 4th. He's 4th in the PGA Tour of most greens in regulation hits. So
that's impressive.
On a short course, very impressive. On a short course, I think it's important. He's 30 years old. His highest rank, he was 32nd on the FedEx Cup standings. He's won 1 time in 2018. I think he can deal with the people. get it. But, no one's
Yeah.
sorry, no one's crazy excited to play with him. He's not a huge name in that realm, right?
Oh, not Corey Connors.
Sorry,
Can we get a redraw here, mate? I want a different player.
but at plus 2,000 plus 2,200, depending on your book, that's huge value.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
Yeah, and Gabi, he should win more. We saw him go on a bit of a tear last year at the Arnold Palmer, in the middle of the season. Just failed to get the door closed there. But, yeah, the format suits a guy like Corey Connors. Love it.
Yeah,
That's what my golf swing's going to look like. Just sweet swing and Corey Connors. Dubsy-licious. That's me.
Dubsy-licious. Dude, that's what you think about when you're having your coffee every morning?
Corey Connors golf swing or Dubsy-licious?
No, the nicknames that you come up with yourself.
Yeah, there's no shortage of nicknames here, G-Unit. Come on.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to rattle some off for you that I like.
Yeah.
Top 10. We've talked about him on this show before, and we're going to continue to talk about him until he finally gets a win. Scotty Scheffler, top 10. No victory, obviously, but I think he's going to come close again.
Yeah.
So I think top 10 is a safe bet for him. Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, two guys in the field this week, Gabi. The best golfers on the PGA Tour yet to win. Scotty Scheffler and Will Zalatoris, ball striking phenoms. But look, they've put themselves in that position a lot of times and haven't gotten it done. That's scar tissue. This is what I'd be praying for. Give me 3 rounds with amateurs. Try and, muster up a bit of a lead on Sunday. I mean, anything can happen. It's just 1 round of golf. So Scotty Scheffler, that's a name to watch. Good pick.
Thank you. And top 5, I'm going Tony.
Yeah, we love Tony. The good guy of the PGA Tour. So much talent. I mean, you hear stories, he's shooting 59s, he's making 11, 12 birdies, on the home track, and I think that's what he's going to feel this week. It'll just feel like a social round of golf.
When I watch him, it just reminds me a lot of me out there, so of course
I could see that. Yeah, he's like, 6'4", bombs at 400 yards. Yeah, I could see resemblance
take a look
there.
At me.
Yeah.
It's uncanny. Look at us. Brothers. And then match my head-to-head. Who do we like? Who do you like? Let me think about this for one second.
I've got one. And as you mentioned before, Gabi, 13 past major winners. And I'm going with 2 guys. They're both out of form, but I think one's less out of form than the other. Jason Day's taking on Justin Rose. We're getting Jason Day at plus 125. Now, his game is still incredible. When he's not injured and he's showing up, he's still competing. I like Jason Day. He'll be pumped up for this one. Justin Rose, he's now past the 40-year mark. He's outside the top 100 in all the key stats except putting. Jason Day there in the heads-up matchup, plus money. Boom.
Love it. Done deal.
How you feeling?
I'm going to take... I like it. I actually will take that with... I'll probably parlay it with... I've got Matt Wolff.
Wolfie!
Over Patrick Reed at minus 115.
Wow.
I think it's spicy. That's spicy. Yeah.
That's a spicy matchup, G-Unit. I mean, Reed's won there before, but Wolff could be, I brag about Tony Finau having the most talent out there, but Matty Wolff, I mean, I think his last 4 events hasn't finished outside the top 17 on the PGA Tour. He took a bit of time away from the game last year, but just raw talent. I mean, I see him hitting balls up at Westlake Village, just up the road from me, and the impact, the way he crushes down that golf ball. Matty Wolff, that's a big one. Like it. Makes
it's a
birdies.
big one, and like I said, I think I'm going to parlay the 2. A lot of the time we take matchups straight up, but let's make some money.
Yeah.
It's not fun unless we're really gambling. So I'm going to parlay those 2. Take Tony top 5, Scotty Scheffler top 10, and overall Corey Connors. Let's go.
Love it. Love where your head's at. If you ain't gambling, you ain't living. I mean, what are we even doing here? If you ain't gambling,
do you have that tattooed somewhere?
Find a new hobby.
Is this something I should know?
I've got the whole back covered in ink, and top left corner it says, if
like
you ain't
a
gambling,
jersey?
You ain't living.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, yeah.
I look like one of the Aryan Brotherhood for sports gambling. That's me. Not a good look.
Gross. Not a good look at all. Well, I'm really excited to watch this, and I'm mostly excited to really watch the players in detail. Like we mentioned earlier, I want to see their reactions to playing with amateurs, and I will be paying attention to that.
Yeah, I mean, Gabi, it makes me think, the worst experience I can have on a golf course is playing with a beginner. Someone who can't get the ball off the ground. They're having air swings. I feel like just saying, let's go up to the bar, we'll have a couple of beers, You can tell everyone you came golfing, but don't put me through 5 hours of that. What's the worst experience for you? I mean, these pros are going through it this week. What would be the worst outcome for you on the golf course?
I touched on this earlier, but slow play drives me nuts.
Oh, it's going to be there this week. If
you're going to be bad, just be bad faster. Just let's...
Yeah, just
move it along. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes. If we're hitting a 9, just pick it up. Let's move on. And I can play with that. I can play with whatever level of golfer, but the slow play kills me. But even worse is when it's not your group slow play. It's the group in front of you, and you haven't seen the beverage cart in 8 holes.
Yeah.
That's when you're really rethinking.
Those are dark times. Just reevaluating life.
Dark times.
Yeah.
You just have to sit there and alone with your thoughts. Yeah. It's tough for me.
I mean, I've had 8 drinks.
6 hour Saturday round.
It's now 10 a.m. on a Monday. I can't even get a sign of the drink card lady. Yeah, it's not
can't even get a cocktail 10 a.m. on a Monday.
Yeah.
What is this?
Hey,
who am I writing the letter?
I wonder, do you think these guys are allowed to have a little drink out there this week? Can they play in the shorts? Can they get, the speaker going, have a good time?
Do I think they can drink in their sponsors' eyes? Absolutely not. Do I think somebody is cracking some cold ones out there secretly? Absolutely. 100% they are. So I used to work up at the celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, good event.
American Century. Great event. But all these celebrities that, I can't really drink because there's cameras everywhere and depending on certain sponsors' policies. If you don't think that we were sneaking tequila shots or I was bringing beers and coffee mugs, absolutely.
Love it.
So I wouldn't doubt if somebody in this tournament this week did that.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for coffee mugs.
I think it would only help performance. Light it up early with the boys out there. Get the good vibes going. I mean, imagine having 4 playing partners inside the row suite. Well, 3 playing partners, and they're all rooting for you. You've all got a good little buzz going. The 3rd or 4th hole. Come on, Dubsy. Yep. You can win this thing. Let's get a birdie out of you. Make this putt. I mean,
you think that fires them up?
And look at every other week. They're playing with their peers who are rooting against them. Miss it, Noonan. Yeah. Miss it, Noonan. I'd be all for it this week. Love it.
Who do you think would drink out there? Who do you think would have who would have cocktail?
Well, I don't want to sink, any PGA Tour players, but I think the young guys are all way too stiff. You know what? Siwoo Kim strikes me as a guy who likes to have a good time, defending champ. Might get a couple of sort of Jaeger bombs out there at the turn, sneak them in. I'm trying to think. Look, Gabi, this is golf. I hate to be that guy, but a lot of these boys miss the old fun, Too busy on the putting green, getting the reps in. I don't know. No one comes to mind as like a party animal. Who would you think? No. Cantlay? Don't think so. Well, actually, I heard word John Rahm goes heavy on the vinos, especially when he's there just for a bit of an appearance. Like, obviously, he spends a lot of time here in California. He's won this one before, so he's got to return, and it might be a bit of a party week for Big Rambo off the golf course. So maybe that's worth a fade. The top golfer in the world loves the red wines. You heard it here first.
Putting down the red wines at 9 a.m. whole nother situation.
Have you been there, Gabi? Have you been down that road?
Red wine in the morning? No. No, I have not. Thank God. Thank God. I thought you were talking about Palm Springs. Have I been to Palm Springs?
That's what I meant.
I've been to Palm Springs.
What do you think? What's your take on Palm Springs? I went there recently. I wasn't blown away. I got there. I'm like, where is everything? It's just golf courses and desert.
Yeah. Nightlife isn't. I wouldn't say it's anything to write home about.
It's not booming.
It's a great place to go in the wintertime. Let's get real.
Yeah.
When you come to Vegas in the winter,
retire?
it's still cold. It's 45 degrees outside right now. It's not like a getaway oasis to play winter golf.
Yeah.
But Palm Springs is. Palm Springs is. You go 60, 70 degrees.
Yeah.
So I'll take it then. I have played golf out there when it was 112, and I will never do that again.
Yeah. That's mad. I was out there a couple months back playing at a buddy's track, and he was telling me they closed the courses down for like 6 months through summer. I'm like, isn't this the perfect time to be out here golfing? He's like, nah, it's too hot. I mean, you can go out, but there's no staff, there's no carts out there. I'm like, that's madness.
Yep. And if you leave courses open, it is really cheap. So you can go play courses maybe you can't afford it or want to pay for before. Now they're affordable and you can jump on for legitimately $40.
We like that.
Give and take. Yeah, give or take. But same. I don't think I'll be moving there for retirement, so.
Nah, there's a long way between now and then, G Unit. And look, the golf world is picking up. I mean, this is sort of a wacky time for us on the PGA Tour. We get these sort of, I'm going to say, different events. You know, Pebble Beach Pro-Am's coming up, Torrey Pines. But some other big events kicking off this week. We've got the European Tour getting back into gear, the LPGA Tour, the Old Boys, the Champions Tour. They're playing over in Hawaii, so plenty of golf, and we love to see it.
The Old Boys. Maybe we should start betting on the Champions Tour. Really make some
if
cash.
You want to lock, Mike Weir, he lost his game forever, the Canadian, the little lefty. He won the Masters, did nothing else. Let me have a look here. I like him this week only because he's the only guy who I know is able-bodied in that Champions Tour field this week. 32-1 to win the Mitsubishi. What about we parlay that into Tony Finau to win the American Express, and on the LPGA Tour, Jessica Korda goes back-to-back. $100, and we're just going to cash out a lazy $2 million. Yeah, she's sick.
Back-to-back?
She is sick of hearing about little Nelly being the upstart of the family, the younger sister, carving her up last year. She's going to flex on her this week. Remind her who the big sister is and keep her in line. Good game on her as well. Hits it a mile.
Do you want to parlay those three? $100 pays us what?
I need to get the calculator out, but I'm thinking like $35 million.
35.
You know what? The European Tour, I'm going to throw in.
Math isn't our strong suit.
I'm going to throw in an Aussie. I'm going to throw in an Aussie. Adam Scott, who's at 29-1 to win the HSBC. Okay. Morikawa, Roy McIlroy over in that one. And I've done the math. Tony Finau into Jessica Korda, into Mike Weir, into Adam Scott. $100 will pay us a lazy $35 million. Somebody call FanDuel and tell them I'm ready for a cash out. That would be a lovely ticket, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine? Can you actually imagine that?
I cannot. I'm going to do it, but I mean, imagine if it hit and you weren't on it.
Like $10. I'll do 10 and take it.
You have to. I mean, a lot of the mates hit me up, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Dubsy, who we liking for the golf this week. They know I've been on absolute heater for the last 6 months. But they tell me who they like. And as soon as they say someone, I'm thinking, why can't Ricky Fowler win this week? And we're getting great money. And then I think, as soon as I think it, what do you think? I mean, you don't want to miss the ticket.
Yeah. I thought about Ricky. I looked at Ricky.
What about for golf? Huh? You think Ricky's a chance this week or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now we have to have Ricky. No, we can't leave him off.
No. Ricky comes in T24 this week.
Okay, that's pretty precise. Got to be
honest.
Write
that down. Write that down.
Okay.
So when it's right.
T24, Ricky Fowler, and that's paying. Oh my goodness, that's paying big money. 60.
Yeah, maybe we should dive into some top 40s and 30s. Maybe we should just do a whole slate.
Why not? I tell you what, Gabi, you're sick of hearing me talk about this guy. If you want a top 40, Christian Bezuidenhout, the South African bazooka, cash ATM. We're getting him at plus money again. The book knows that he can't close, and they totally disrespect him, but he's a top 40 machine. We're getting plus 100. Top 10 short game on the PGA Tour. Looked good last week. So many good options this week. Good to have all these tournaments back in action.
Absolutely. Gives us something to do every weekend. All right, I've got, I think we have roughly 8 bets to hammer, so.
Okay.
I'm ready to rock. Ready to roll.
Let's do it. The American Express, Palm Springs, California, playing with bozos. Cuts done after Saturday. We're ready to cash. Gabi, any last words for the punters out there?
No, just get your bets in. Go with your gut. Don't go with your head. Go with your gut.
There it is.
Make some money.
There it is. Famous last words from the G Unit. Big Dubsy, we're out of here. Get the tickets in.
Let's go. Have a good week.